What's going on, guys? Jacob Borth back here with another video of Jacob's Life in Vegas, and I got a video today. It's obviously a little bit different format. I'm going to split this up into a couple parts, but it's about how to get your sheriff's card here in Las Vegas for a job. So you guys remember I did the jobs video in the past about getting your work cards here in Las Vegas, getting the sheriff's card, the TAM card, and the health card, which they now call like the food handler's card or something along those lines. So I did a video on those three cards because you need all three of those for a lot of jobs in tourism and hospitality and nightlife, or you're going to need some, variety, some combination of those jobs. I'll put the link up here somewhere, or I'll put it down below in the description if you guys want to check out that video. But the sheriff's card is the one that's a little bit different. That's the one I get the most questions about, because the TAM card and the health or the food handler's safety card or whatever they call it now, those cards are a similar process. You take a course online, then you have to take an exam, and then you get a passing score, then you go and you get your card. Okay, those you can do online for the most part. You just go pick up your card. The sheriff's card is the only one that you can do, or you have to do, you have to do it in person. And you can only get this card when a place agrees to have you work there. So whether you're doing hourly work as an employee, salary work as an employee, or even if you're going to be doing contract work and the job requires that you have a sheriff's card, you can only get it after a place agrees to have you work there. And they will give you a form. I have the form here. So I'm going to go over the form here with you guys, and then I'm actually going to go down to the sheriff's department, and I'm going to show you guys like the actual process and go through it with you, so you guys actually get to see me go through it firsthand, what it's like. So that's the part that trips people up, is you have to get it in person. So if it's your first time getting a job in Vegas, you need a sheriff's card, you'll have to get the form from the place that agrees to have you work there, so whatever business it is, whatever job you're applying for, and then you'll have your sheriff's card, and it'll be good for 5 years. If you're like me in the position now where you had a card before and you need to get it renewed, then you would go to your employer and say, hey, my card's about to expire, I need to get this form again, just to have it renewed, and they'll just give you another form to renew it, okay? So I'll go over the form with you guys right here, and then, I'll hop in the car, drive down to the station, and I'll actually go through the process of getting the sheriff's card. So here is the actual form itself that you will get from your employer for a sheriff's card. And it doesn't matter where you work, this is the same form that you're going to get, as you see at the top, right? Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. It's the work card application. And there's a front and a back to it. We'll go over the front and the back. You want to read both before you start filling it out, because the directions for it are on the back and there's some information you need. But the front part here is pretty straightforward, okay? You look at the top left, the name of the business, right, the place you're going to be working at, and it just really is all your basic info. So, they asked if it's going to be original, renewal, or anything like that. They want your social security number, your names, your demographics. They want to know if you're a citizen, your passport number, your address, who to call in an emergency. They want to know your past job history from the last 3 years. So, it's a pretty straightforward process. They're going to ask right here, as you can see, about you being arrested or getting citations for anything like that. So they're going to ask into your history with the law. This part here, you leave that alone. They're going to fill that out. And that's really about it for the most part, just on this front part. So you're going to sign that all the information you gave is correct. And then, if you lie on anything, then you could very well just end up not even getting the card. The bottom right corner, that's where your employer actually signs off saying they gave you this form. So that's where they put their signature on it. And then they give you this to fill out and take down to the station. And as we flip over here to the back side of the form here to get your sheriff's card, this is where they have the directions. In the bottom right, they want your child support info. On the top right, if that applies to you. And I'll go through this slowly in case you guys want to read it and just, pause the video to be able to stop and read this. So this is the waiver you sign to do your fingerprints, to look into your records. And you just sign saying you acknowledge that You basically give them permission to look into your past history. And this part here about child support, if this applies to you, then, you know, if you have child support issues, you want to make that known because that could be an issue if you lie about it. Then this part, the directions, this part is important that you want to remember. So when you do this, number one, obviously it says, you know, your employer has to sign off on it. So your employer, they're going to give you it to you, the form. They're going to sign it, say, okay, take this, fill this out, go get your sheriff's card. You can only do this in black ink. And you need 2 forms of ID when you do this. So this is a part, if you're coming to Vegas and you're just looking, you're coming here just to visit and look for a job, bring several forms of ID with you. As you look at number 2 here, this is where it tells you what is acceptable. So at least one of the 2 IDs has to have a photo. So you can bring a driver's license, a passport, military ID, if that applies to you, naturalization certificate, certified birth certificate, social security card, or an authorization to work. You cannot bring a photocopy. They must be the originals. So you need a couple original, valid forms of ID. They cannot be expired. So you have to bring those with you or else you cannot get the card. If you're 25 or younger, you're going to have an original or a certified copy of your birth certificate. So keep that in mind if you are 25 or younger. And then cards may not be issued to persons with felony convictions. Okay, people ask about this quite a bit. Remember, I did the video a while ago. I'll put the link in the top or in the description, because I have known people who have had felony convictions in the past and have been able to get a sheriff's card. So when I go down to the station, I'll ask about that and see if I can get a direct answer. The directions, a lot of the other FAQs right here on the website. Over at LVMPD, you can go to their website and get a lot of FAQs and information about the work cards. So guys, that's pretty much it for the form itself. I'm going to fill this out, drive down to the station, and go through the actual process of getting the sheriff's card. Here I am now at the police station here, kind of near downtown Las Vegas at 400 South Martin Luther King Boulevard. You guys take a look here. There's Martin Luther King right behind me. There's the World Market Center. Highway 15 going by right over there. So gonna take you guys inside now and actually, you know, like walk you guys through the process of getting your sheriff's card for a job here in Las Vegas. So I came right in the doors here. I just checked in. Gave me a number, just like being at the DMV, really. You come in here and you see all these other people waiting for their number to get called. You go up to the window and begin the process. There's actually a breakdown of their prices for records.
178 at window number 16. Now serving W504 at window number.
Right index finger flat on that screen for me, please.
Right finger there.
Bring your palm all the way down to the counter. Okay, go ahead and pick it up. And now do your left index finger, please.
When it comes to these cards, people asked me before, because I've worked with 2 coworkers who had a felony in their past, and they're able to like get a card. So when you have a felony, does it just depend on what kind it is?
It depends on what kind of job you're going for and what, whether you're working city or county, and then also what the what they were convicted of and how long ago. But because you work for the county, that makes a lot of difference. The city, we have to do, if you had been working at one of those establishments in the city, we do a background check on you every 5 years, an FBI background check.
Oh, okay.
So that's a little bit different, which is weird that the city's way more strict on it than county.
So you said the city's a federal background they do?
Yes.
And they count, so what's the county? Just a state?
It's local.
Oh, okay. How much does it cost to get a gaming card?
Well, you have to pay, it's like $75 to the Gaming Control Board for the first for the application part, and then you, I think, and then you come here and get fingerprinted and we send your background, or send your prints to the FBI, so that's $32.
So so is that like if you want to be a car dealer, like you have to get that?
Yes.
So if you're going to be, what if you're like serving drinks as a waitress in the casino?
Certain ones you need And it depends on how many machines they have. So, you know, because there's like little casinos with bodies and things like that. So the regulations are dependent on how many machines are there and how big the establishment is.
Jeez. How long is it?
More crazy than you think.
How long does it last for?
I think those are also 5 years.
Okay, well, that's not too bad. Just stepping outside here for a little bit. I got a little bit of time before they call me to take a new picture. But just went through the process, got my fingerprints done. A little different than when I did it 5 years ago. But they just, you do my right index finger, left index finger. They only needed one form of ID. I guess since it's a renewal, she said they just need one. But if it's your first time, then you got to have at least two. Paid $48 to have it renewed, so nothing, you know, that's going to break the bank or anything like that. I did ask about the felony aspect of it. So for those of you with felonies on your record that are curious about getting a job in Las Vegas, it depends on several things. It is part of the some of the things I said in the video before about getting a job with a felony, and one of the factors is definitely the type of felony it was. So the type of felony, so it was the type of felony, how long it was on your record, and the type of job you're going to be going for. So type of felony, how long it's been on your record, the type of job you're going for, and whether the job is in the city of Las Vegas or whether it's actually in Clark County. The dividing line here is pretty much Sahara. So Sahara pretty much separates city and county as far as who regulates them. North of Sahara is city, south of Sahara is county, and the city tends to be more strict. They said when it comes to jobs and regulations, and when it comes to things like, you know, having a felony on your record. So if you're working for the city or trying to get a job in the city where they make the rules and regulations, and it's going to be more strict. If you're getting a job in the county, it's going to be a bit more lax. And it depends also on the industry you're going to be working in. So if you're going to be working in something, you know, like a nightlife job, they tend to be more lax. You're going to be working in something like childcare, they're going to be strict if you have a felony on your record. But then again, it just, you know, depends on the employer as well. So it's always up to their discretion. So I give you guys a general idea. I'm going to go take my picture here in a second, and I'll be out in just a minute. All done officially. So I got the picture taken. Took like, I don't know, 45 seconds or something. They take one from the front, and actually this time they make you turn to the side, which I don't remember them doing that the first time. So, but either way, they just print it out right there. You get your card, and you're good to go for 5 years is when it expires. So that's pretty much the process, guys, for how to get your card here. So remember, you want more information, you want to get on my email list. For those of you looking for local stuff here in Las Vegas, you're going to be moving here. Link down below, JacobslifeinVegas.com is the place to get on the email list. If you watch this far to the end, thank you for being so awesome. I appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel below if you haven't. Just click subscribe below this video. And thanks for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. So you guys have helped this channel grow a lot. That's going to be it for this video, guys. I'm Jacob. This is My Life in Vegas.